Hello, 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 and welcome back to my channel. Miss Devon here. I am so excited for today because we are going to start a playthrough of Breath of the Wild from the Legend of Zelda series. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. This is not a glitch or a speed run or any kind of tricky walkthrough or playthrough. This is just me exploring Hyrule and loving every moment of this game. I have not done a full playthrough for a long time. I've been playing this game for a while, but I'm really excited to do a complete playthrough. So I'm going to be letting all of the cutscenes run. I'm going to be walking through what I do, how I beat the different shrines, but I'm gonna be honest, this isn't going to be a perfect run through, right? I'm probably gonna die a lot of times. It'll take me a while to figure out some of the shrines. But I'm really excited to share this game with you guys and just have a great time playing. So, without further ado, Breath of the Wild.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Wake up, Link.
Alright, so we have just woken up in this crazy, creepy cave of some sort with tentacly blue lights everywhere. It makes perfect sense to walk over to the pedestal and take a look, see what's going on with it.
That is a Sheikah slate. Take it. It will help guide you after your long slumber.
Something I really like about this Zelda game specifically is how they incorporated technology, right? In the other Zelda games that I have played, they don't have this kind of like technology facet, which I think is super interesting. So the Sheikah Slate, we are going to be using this so much during our whole journey in Hyrule here. So we're going to take it with us, which will let this amazing door open, which, by the way, I would like to have one of these doors in my house. Just seems like a cool thing to do. All right, we've got 2 treasure chests here. Now let me show you my very favorite thing to do with Link, okay? There are 2 things I love to do. If you go up to one and crouch next to it by pushing in your left joystick and then open it, he punches it. I don't know why, but it just makes me so happy. We got some trousers. We'll be putting those on in just a moment. Here's my other favorite way to have Link open up a treasure chest. So if you are standing in front of it and tell him to open it, he will bend over. Oh, he didn't do it that time. Sometimes, when it's a certain kind of treasure chest, he will kick it, and then he hurts his toes. Poor Link. I do feel kind of bad that I hurt him so much. Alright, we've got some armor. Not very good armor, but that's alright. At least we have a shirt and some pants and some shoes, right? That's gonna help
Hold
us.
the Sheikah slate up to the pedestal. That will show you the way.
Okay, so we're going to put our Sheikah Slate on this pedestal. We're going to be finding these pedestals all across Hyrule, and every time we put our Sheikah Slate on it, it's going to activate it, and then something will happen. Usually a door opens of some sort. Like, how do I get one of those? Seriously. How do I get one of those for my, like, my bedroom or something? How fun would that be?
Link, you are the light. Our light. That must shine upon Hyrule once again. Now go.
Let's take a look, shall we? There is a fabulous book by Brandon Sanderson called The Way of Kings. It is a fantastic book. It is a very long book, but so good. But one of the things that I always take from that book is the phrase journey before destination. And that is what this playthrough is all about. It is all about the journey. And our journey starts right here. I mean, how beautiful is that, right? You have Death Mountain over there, you have Hyrule Castle in the distance. It's just, oh, amazing. It gives me goosebumps every time, guys. There's the Temple of Time. Oh, and who is that guy? Let's go find out, shall we? So my first tip for all new Zelda players, pick up everything, okay? You will notice little glowy things. That is an indication that you can pick it up, okay? Pick up everything, all right? I mean everything you possibly can, especially in the early game, because we are going to need a lot of weapons. We are going to need a lot of food. Our weapons will break throughout the course of the game, which was a new mechanic for me as far as Zelda games go, because I was used to Ocarina of Time, where your weapons don't break. You get one sword and that's it, right? But in this game, your weapons will break, so it's good to have a lot of weapons. Do you guys see those beetles on the trees? I'm going to be sneaky and try and catch them. Be very quiet. Yeah! Bladed rhino beetle. You don't really need these guys, but I think it's really fun to catch them. Okay, so to jump, you can jump up onto your... up on things. To run, you push B, and that's going to sprint, but be careful, because you do have a stamina wheel, so when your stamina hits 0, you will not be able to run anymore. Alright, let's go down and go see what this old man is up to, shall we? First, I'm going to grab these apples. Thank you. One more apple. Nom-noms. Ooh, here's an apple. Let's take this one. This one is a baked apple, so this is what happens if you drop an apple by a fire. I beg your pardon. I do believe that is my baked apple. Can't just go about taking whatever you please. Why not? Oh ho, forgive me. I could not resist pulling your leg. Please help yourself. An apple and an open flame make for a succulent treat. It is a bit strange to see another soul in these parts. Who are you? Me? I'll spare you my life story. I'm just an old fool who has lived here alone for quite some time now. What brings a bright-eyed young man like you to this place? Where are we? Answering a question with a question. That is fair enough. As I cannot imagine our meeting to be a simple coincidence, I shall tell you. This is the Great Plateau. According to legend, this is the birthplace of the entire kingdom of Hyrule. What's the kingdom of Hyrule? We don't know yet. We'll find out soon. He's gonna tell us right now. Oh, I love this game, guys. Temple of Time is in a lot. Right here, he'll tell us. That temple there, long ago, it was the site of many sacred ceremonies. Ever since the decline of the kingdom 100 years ago, it has sat abandoned in a state of decay. Which is really sad. Yet another forgotten entity, a mere ghost of its former self. Foreshadowing. Okay, so what I was going to say about Temple of Time is the Temple of Time is like so iconic in Zelda games, but especially for me because the first game I ever played, and really the only game I played for a long time, was Ocarina of Time. And the Temple of Time is where you go to get to grow up, right? You're a child at the beginning, and then you go to the Temple of Time, and that's where the Master Sword is. I can't get up this tree. But, not to fear, we are going to chop it. Hi-ya! Chop! Yay! My apple. But the Temple of Time, so when I started playing this game, I was so excited. I was like, the Temple of Time, I know that place, I know it! Alright, so we've got a monster coming towards us over there in the corner. I prefer one-handed weapons. If you want to run away from this guy, you can. Just run away, just keep going. But you see how my tree branches are breaking? That's why it's good to pick up lots of things. When a monster dies, it is going to drop stuff. Usually. That one didn't because we're still on the Great Plateau and I haven't really done anything yet, but they will usually drop monster parts. Ah, there it is! Bokoblin Horn! This is another monster, so how am I targeting it like this? We're going to learn about this more a little bit later, but if you hold down ZL, then it will target your enemy, so that you are able to hit them with great expertise.
Link. Head for the point marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
Okay. Pull up your Sheikah slate, push the minus button, and our main quest is now follow the Sheikah slate, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys how we're going to get here. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner, over yonder, there is a yellow blinky light, right? A ping that we're going to follow. So I'm going to head that way, and that is our main quest. Anytime you're stuck in Breath of the Wild, not sure what to do next, you can always go into your Sheikah slate, into your map, and pull up these blinky pingy lights so you can figure out what you need to do next. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to avoid bokoblins now. There's only one bokoblin on the Great Plateau that I think's really worth it, and it's this one that we're actually heading right towards. The rest of them, they don't have good weapons, they don't have anything really worth your time yet, okay? But as you go on in the game, don't be afraid of enemies, right? The worst that happens is they kill you and then you respawn, and it's fine. So don't stress about it. But this bokoblin, this ugly monster guy right here, he has a fabulous sword. Do you see how he has an actual sword, not a stick like me? And he has a shield. I would like both of those, please. Thank you. So I'm just gonna beat him with my stick. I am a stick. That is another Brandon Sanderson reference. Boko shield is now mine. So to raise my shield, it is the same as targeting an enemy. So when you target an enemy, you naturally raise your shield if you're holding a one-handed weapon. And a traveler's sword, which is so much better than my stick. Bokoblin Fang and a Bokoblin Horn. Monster pieces, you're going to have like a bazillion in your inventory by the time you're off on your mission and such. Okay, remember what I said about pedestals? Here's another one. So what are we going to do? We are going to put our Sheikah slate on the pedestal and something will happen, because that's what happens when you put your Sheikah slate on a pedestal. So let's see what happens, shall we? Sheikah Tower activated. Please watch for falling rocks. Well, alrighty then. What's going to happen? What's happening? What's happening? Oh, just another epic moment. Oh, I love it so much. There's more than one, I see. Oh, just like this scenery and this music, and it's just, oh, every time, every time. So epic. I love it. I just love it so very, very much. Link obviously fell over. Hopefully did not get hit by any falling rocks, but, you know, minor concussion. He's been asleep for 300 years. The Great Plateau Tower. So anytime we get one of these towers, which we will be getting later, the tower will distill local information. And what this information is our map for the area, okay? So the Great Plateau, you see how it's surrounded by black all around? Those are other tower regions. So this is just our very first region of the game. Once I've gotten my map information, I'm going to take my Sheikah slate back. Thank you very much, tower. You cannot have it. And we're going to be on our next adventure. Remember.
Try to remember. You have been asleep for the past 100 years. The beast. When the beast regains its true power, this world will face its end.
A little bit ominous, right? Glowing.
Now then.
Not good.
You must hurry, Link. Before it's too late.
Okay, so now we see what the problem is, right? The castle has been infected by this gross, not even gross, but this very ethereal, glowy, evil entity, okay? So, we need to start making our way down there. So to get off this tower, do not jump off, okay? Just as you should never jump off tall things in real life, Link will get hurt if you jump too far. So there are convenient little steps that you can jump down. So just go down the tower. You can climb down it, but that takes forever. Nope, Link. Link likes to climb everything. Oh no, oh no, oh no! See what happens?
Whoa.
See what happens? Did you see my hearts? They went away. They'll come back. I'm gonna show you how to get hearts back. Hey, old man! We missed you. Just kidding. I don't really want to talk to you, but we can talk. My, it would seem we have quite the enigma here. This tower and others just like it have erupted across the land, one after another. It is almost as though a long-dormant power has awoken quite suddenly. If you do not mind me asking, did anything occur while you were atop that tower? I heard a voice. Well now, a voice you say. And did you happen to recognize this mysterious voice? Nope. I see. Well, that's unfortunate. He's going to tell us what we need to do next. I assume you caught sight of that atrocity enshrouding the castle. What a good word, enshrouding. That is Calamity Ganon. 100 years ago, that vile entity brought the kingdom of Hyrule to ruin. It appeared suddenly and destroyed everything in its path. It made so many innocent lives were lost in its wake. For a century, the very symbol of our kingdom, Hyrule Castle, has managed to contain that evil. But just barely. There it festers, building its strength for the moment it will unleash its blight upon the land once again. It would appear that moment is fast approaching. I must ask you, courageous one, do you intend to make your way to the castle? Sure, we'll go to the castle, why not? I had a feeling you would say that. You didn't really give me any options, but okay. Here on this isolated plateau, we are surrounded on all sides by steep cliffs with no way down. If you try to jump off, well, no death could be more certain or more foolish. Of course, if you had a paraglider like mine, that would be quite another story. Paraglider? We're gonna be a nice Link. Ho ho, piqued your interest, have I? Yes, I didn't come soaring down here on my own feathery wings, you know. Worry not, I will happily agree to give you my paraglider, but not for nothing. Let's see now. How about I trade it for a bit of treasure that slumbers nearby? Okay, now our main quest is the isolated plateau. To open our adventure log, you push the plus button, and you can see all the things. I'll show you that in a second. Come, let me show you something. Okay, you see how I'm glowing red? That's not good. Okay, we are going to push our plus button. Here is our adventure log, right? This is our main one, which is going to be on our Sheikah map. Right now, I don't have a destination for it. But if I push R and go over to my inventory, you'll see all the things that I have gathered. I'm going to nom some apples, right? Remember how I told you to pick up everything? It's because when you get hurt, you just need to eat some food and you're fine. See? Now I'm not glowing and blinky anymore, which is good. All right, old man, tell me what's up. You can skip this dialogue with the old man if you want to, but I like it. Like I said, journey before destination. Do you see that structure there, the one shining with strange light? It began glowing the exact moment those towers rose up from the ground. I would think such a place might house some sort of treasure, wouldn't you? Treasure for the paraglider. A fair exchange, I believe. Alright, so now we have something to do. We're going to head over to that shrine. That's what that thing is called. I don't think he even called it a shrine. But we are going to head over to the shrine, and that is our first adventure that we are going to be taking. So, as you're going around, you'll notice there's water here. You can swim through the water. Please note that swimming also uses up stamina. Did not know that on my first playthrough. Died by drowning like 3 times before I put 2 and 2 together. Trying to save you some pain here, everybody. Alright, so there's a couple different shrines on the Great Plateau. This one is the closest. I'm going to show you what happens when we run out of stamina. So you see I was running, ran out of stamina, and I can't run anymore. I can only walk, which is fine, but it just slows you down a little bit. So I always try and go till I have a little bit of stamina left, and then I keep running. Alright, we are at the Oman Ao Shrine. We're going to put our Sheikah slate on the pedestal. This time we're just scanning it like groceries at a grocery store. Boop. Bananas. Boop. Sheikah slate. Boop. Celery. And this is a travel gate. So anytime you scan your Sheikah slate at a shrine like this, you will be able... And like that door! Can I please have that door? I love the doors in this game. So now I can use this as a travel point, which I will do later. Okay, we're going to head down into the shrine. This is our loading screen, and a lot of times there's some useful little tips up here. I'll move my face over here. So you can get some tips if you need them, but you don't need them. That's why you have me. Alright, once we have landed into the shrine, this is our Magnesis trial, the Oman Ao shrine. Gonna head over here, put our Sheikah slate in the pedestal. You guys seeing the pattern here? There isn't always a pedestal. Usually there's not a pedestal when you walk into the shrine. For these first couple on the Great Plateau, there are pedestals because we are getting the runes. Let's see what this one is. I love that sound. That drop. It's fabulous. Alright, so our first rune is... Magnesis. Manipulate metallic objects using magnetism. I call it magnesising things. Don't come at me. Alright? So to use the rune, you are going to use your left button, your L button, and it'll show you the things that are magnesisable, right? Ta-da! You can see the instructions on the bottom if you want to push and pull and move it around and everything like that. So we're going to just put that over there and jump down. Now you see my stamina, like I mentioned, it eats up your stamina when you swim. And if you dash, it really eats it up, okay? So just be careful, watch that stamina wheel so you don't have to die the way that Miss Devon did when she started playing. Okay, you'll notice one of these things is not like the other. It is magnesisable. I don't know why, but I really like pushing these rocks. Okay, be careful, because when we come to the other side, there's a guardian. This is a guardian. He is not nice. This is one of the times when you really should use your traveler's sword. See, look, he shoots me, and now he's dead, okay? Like I said, just go into it with confidence, guys. That's the best way that you can take on a guardian, is go at him and just don't let him scare you. Okay, don't let him scare you, even though the music is scary and stressful, okay? Now, you'll notice this is also magnesisable. We're gonna take it and make a bridge. Ta-da! Make sure you put it all the way across, otherwise you will create a ramp, which might also work. There's also a treasure chest up there. But Miss Devon, however will we get it? Magnesis! Ta-da! Okay, we're gonna open it up, see what's inside, shall we? A traveler's bow. Yes, I love having a bow, guys. A bow makes all the difference. Magnesisable again. Whee! That means I have reached the end of the shrine. That lovely... At the end of each shrine, you're going to find an emaciated corpse, aka a mummy, but they are monks from the ancient times past, okay? They are preserved in this space. You have proven to possess the resolve of a true hero. I am Oman Ao, the creator of this shrine trial. I am a humble monk blessed with the sight of the goddess Hyrule and dedicated to helping those who seek to defeat Ganon. With your arrival, my duty is now fulfilled. In the name of the goddess Hyrule, allow me to bestow this gift upon you. Please accept this spirit orb. Okay. I figure the spirit orb is what's keeping the monk alive, right? Because he gives it to me, and then as soon as I have the spirit orb, you hear that very satisfying music, and then... May the goddess smile upon you. Very mystically disappearance, right? Appropriate for a very old monk situation there. Okay, you can skip through that dialogue with the monk, and in future shrines, I will be skipping through that dialogue, but you will still get the spirit orb. Okay, we are collecting spirit orbs. That is how you are going to get more stamina wheels and how you are going to get more hearts. And they're just cool. They're pretty and purple and glowy. Hey, old man, let's have that paraglider, please. Seems you managed to get your hands on a spirit orb. Well done. How did you know? Kind of creepy. Clairvoyance! Oh, or perhaps just something similar. As one gets older, it can become more difficult to see what is right before one's own eyes. Foreshadowing. However, that which once was hidden from view can often be crystal clear. But perhaps that is not true for everyone. Oh ho ho, the appearance of those towers and the awakening of this shrine. It is all connected to that Sheikah slate you carry on your hip there. What do you mean? It has been quite some time since I have seen that Sheikah slate. Long ago, a highly advanced tribe known as the Sheikah inhabited these lands. The great power of their wisdom saved this kingdom time and time again, but their ancient technology disappeared long ago. Or so it is said. It is interesting, however, to think somehow something like that survived all this time, hidden away in a shrine. These shrines are tucked away in numerous places across the land. On this plateau alone, I believe there are still 3 more. Bring me the treasure from each of those shrines and I will give you my paraglider. Hey, that doesn't seem fair. That wasn't the deal. Oh, well, I suppose I changed my mind. I'm sure that won't be a problem for a go-getter like you, a young go-getter like you. Since I'm feeling generous, I will teach you a trick for finding shrines. It is always best to survey the area by looking around from a high point. Let's see here. How about you make your way to the top of that tower again? Are you joking, old man? Ho 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 ho! I'm afraid not, but don't worry, I have another little trick to share with you for your effort. Take a look at the map on your Sheikah slate. He knows a lot about this Sheikah slate. All I'm saying, he seems to know a lot. See those blue icons? You should recognize the cave where you woke, the shrine you came from, and the tower. You can travel instantly to any of those places with the Sheikah slate. That's what the travel gate is, okay? Or so I heard quite some time ago. I do not know if it actually works as such. I think he actually does know. Okay, so we're going to go into our map, and we can teleport. Ta-da! We will just travel to the Great Plateau Tower. Then we don't have to go and walk all the way up there. It would take forever, which is fine. If that's what you want to do, go for it. It's not going to hurt you, but it does take a long time, so I'm just going to teleport because I'm lazy. Alright, once we get to the tower, somehow the old man is here. How long did it take us to travel? How did he get here? Ho ho ho! He likes to say that a lot. I'm surprised it took you so long to catch up with an old man like me. Did you fly here? Oh ho, so you think an old man like me needs to fly to stay ahead of you? Rude. I still have a few tricks left in me. Now then, I wanted you to join me up here so you could use this as a vantage point to search for shrines. Do you know about the scope on your Sheikah slate? Look through it and you can stick a pin anywhere you'd like to mark on the map. Okay. The pins on your map serve as a reference point for your travels. Just stick a pin anywhere you're interested in. Got it? Go ahead and take a look around if you feel inclined to do so. I don't feel like I have much of a choice. Okay, so to put a pin, or to use our scope, we are going to push in our right joystick. Push this button in, okay? And then, oh, look at there. If I push A, ding, it's going to give me a point on my map, okay? So I can head over there. Oh, but would you look at that? There's another one. Bing! And there is one more. Let's see if we can find it. Who can see it? Who can see it? Where is it? I don't know. There it is. Alright, so the order you do the shrines in does not matter, okay? I personally like to not climb down the tower because, as you saw, I almost always fall. So I just teleport back to the shrine where I was at. You can also teleport to the Shrine of Resurrection if you want, or you can just climb down. I'm just too lazy to climb down. Not lazy. I fear for my life. I fear for Link's life because I will probably fall. Okay, so we're going to come back over here, and I wanted to show you something about this shrine too. So, like I said at the beginning, I am not playing with the DLC, which is the downloadable content. If you do, there is a treasure chest right here that you can get. But check this out. I can use Magnesis when I am out of the shrine, okay? It's a very good idea to walk around and just kind of check things because, ooh, lookity lookity. Hello, treasure chest. How are you doing today? We're going to open you up. Link's going to kick you with his boots. Got some amber. And... whee! Gonna get another one. Open, open. You can even open them from behind, which I don't really understand. But hey, got some opal. Yippee! Okay, so we've got a couple of precious stones, which will be nice later. We can use those to upgrade armor, or you can sell them for rupees, which is the currency in Breath of the Wild. There are some bass in this pond. I recommend grabbing them. Like I said, grab everything you can. Okay, so now if I go to my map, I can see 1, 2, 3. All right, you can do these in any order you want. But I'm going to start with yellow. Why? Because I want to. Sometimes I like to start with blue or red, but yellow seems like a good color today, doesn't it? Alright, so the hardest part about the Great Plateau is you don't have a lot of weapons, right? We talked about that. Your stick and your Boko shield are not going to get you very far. You have a sword, but we don't have very many other swords, okay? The only way you are going to get better weapons is by beating enemies at this point. So just go into it with some confidence. Don't be scared. You push Y to pull out your weapon, and then Y is what you use to slice and dice. Okay, once we get some arrows, which is what I want from this guy right here, then we can use a bow and do some distance attacking, right? No, don't hit me. See how I pulled out my shield right there and I blocked it? It's actually a really nice thing to do because now I have that arrow that he put on my shield. Thanks, buddy old pal. Now I have 2 different bows, and look, they dropped a couple of arrows. They're so nice. So to pull out your arrows and your bows, you just push ZR and ta-da! That's how you shoot. All right, now that we've got a little bit of weaponry, we're going to head over towards the yellow shrine. There are some monsters over there, but I don't recommend going over there yet. Just hold on. You can if you want to. I mean, you'll get some good weapons from them, but it might be a harder battle than what you're wanting to do because there's like probably 10 enemies over there, if I'm guessing right. There's a bunch in that skull head. So like I said, you go for it. You can do it, but you might just want to do it a little later. Alright, we're going to head over here to this shrine. Whee! Be careful again that you don't jump from too high of a distance. Oh, and looky here. Treasure! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's see what it is, shall we? Yay! Amber! Okay, also, if you climb up trees, like I said, guys, journey before destination. We don't need to rush over to that shrine. Sometimes if you climb up trees, there might be eggs or other little things hiding up there. What are those other little things, Miss Devon? Oh, well, I will tell you later. Okay, heads up on this shrine. I think that the best way to approach this shrine is coming this way. There is a guardian. This guardian is a lot meaner and uglier than the one we faced in the shrine. Just leave him alone and get out of the way. Just go away. Okay, there's another guardian on the other side of this wall, which we'll deal with later. We are at the Baij shrine, okay? This is going to give us another rune. Since we are on the Great Plateau, that's kind of what we're doing right now, is we are collecting runes. So let's go and take a look in this shrine, shall we? Alright, sorry, I had to switch my controller real quick. My battery was dying on my Joy-Cons. Alright, we're going to come over here. This is the bomb trial, so I'll give you one guess what our rune is going to be. Yes, it's going to be de bombs. De bombs. Put your Sheikah slate on the pedestal. Distilling rune. Isn't that amazing? Alright, so on some Zelda games you have different types of bombs that are like remote bombs or time bombs, and then you have some that you just drop. These ones are remote bombs, which is super nice because then you control when they explode, right? Okay, so to change our runes, we are going to push our up button on the left side, and you'll see all the different runes. Don't worry about the amiibo one, we'll talk about that one later. We get 2 bombs. We get a circle one, which as you would suspect, oops, pushed the wrong button there, which as you would suspect, will roll when you throw it. And then the square one will not. Plop. They both do the exact same thing. They explode. You can use bombs against enemies. I don't do it very often. I should probably do it more often, but I really don't ever do it all that often. Now, make sure you're outside of the explosion radius, otherwise you will get exploded, as happens when you are near a bomb, right? There are 2 walls that you can explode over here. This one is going to give you a lovely treasure chest, which is a Traveler's Claymore. Excellent, excellent. Now we are a little bit better equipped to fight those enemies later, which is great because there are some enemies in this shrine too that we're going to have to deal with. All right, we need to explode that wall. There are 2 ways you can do this. You can pull out the bomb, throw it, and try and explode it, or you can do this and make this do the work for you. Both will work if you have the desire to try and like really hit it. Go for it. It's awesome to do. Okay, we're gonna head over this way through this little gap. I love these, okay? I think that these are so fun. If you look over here at the left, we're actually gonna start on the left, okay? You see how this ball is bouncing back and forth? It is giving you a hint as to what to do, okay? So we are going to jump and let it catapult us. Doesn't that look like so much fun? Like, I would pay money at a theme park to, like, ride a ride like that. Alright, we're going to get a little bit more amber. At the beginning of the game, I think it's more important to get the treasure chest than it is later in the game, because later in the game, you're going to have better weapons. As you go through the game, you'll get more things, but at the beginning, it is worth it to get all of the treasure chests. Okay, this is I call it the trumpet. I don't know what it's actually called, but I call it the trumpet. We're going to put a round bomb in there. See how I didn't explode it soon enough? Okay, we're going to try again. We're going to put a round bomb in the trumpet, and you'll notice there's a cooldown period. So it takes a little bit for your bombs to regenerate. But you can go between the circle bomb and the square bomb without waiting for that cooldown period, okay? Now, you can do it again with the trumpet if you want to. I'm just going to come over here and switch to my square bomb, get away, and kaboom! And then look at that, would you? Here is our monk. Ta-da! As I mentioned, you are able to skip the cutscene as soon as he touches it and it... You can skip the conversation with the monk, and you still get your spirit orb. Bring! We got 2 of them! Let's do it. We only need 2 more. We are halfway there, which is pretty awesome. Okay. Once we get out of the Great Plateau, or out of this shrine, excuse me, we will be back on the Great Plateau, and I'm going to show you where that other guardian is, so that you are aware, so that you don't run into it, because when you run into the guardians, they blow you up, and it's not nice of them. Most of the things in Hyrule want to kill you, alright? Just know that. It's not you. It is you, actually. It's you because you're Link. So here's the other one, right there. Yeah. We're not going to deal with him. I do not want to deal with him right now. We'll come fight him later. I'll teach you guys how to fight guardians. So don't worry. But there is a time and a place for everything. And right now is not the time, nor the place. I hate that laser. It's so bad. Even though I can fight guardians and I know how to beat them, those lasers still just stress me out. Ooh, look at my mini-map. Oh, I'm going to show you guys this. On my mini-map, do you guys see these 2 little red dots? That's how you know where guardians are. If they have targeted you. So those red dots won't appear just on their own, but if they've targeted you before, or they're actively targeting you, then those little red dots can give you an idea of where to avoid. Okay. It is getting to be nighttime. Ooh, hello, Keese. That's the name of these one-eyed bat creatures. They are Keese. Thank you for the key swing. Appreciate ya. And the eyeball. Squishy. That's what I think an eyeball would feel like. Okay, we're going to head over this way. We're now going towards our red ping. This is just kind of the order I like to do things in. I go from the Eastern Abbey, come this way, and then go up there. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to head over this way, and you're going to notice some monsters. I'm going to show you guys how to attack from afar. Okay? I'm crouched right now in the grass, so he can't hear me. Do you guys see that soundbar over there? The purple lines going up and down next to my mini-map. That is how I know how loud I'm being, so I should really whisper so that he can't hear me. If I'm being really loud, he will hear me. If I'm being really quiet, he won't. And if you do a sneak strike like that, he's on fire. If you do a sneak strike like that, it actually deals more damage. If you hit them on the head, it deals more damage. Oh, come on, put your shield down. Come on, dude. See, my weapons are breaking. Like I said, it's better to just kind of take your time, because now I've got a boko club and a sword. I'm not just depending on my twigs. I mean tree branches. They're not twigs. Not at all. Okay, we are going to do some cooking here in just a little bit, but first I want to show you guys, at nighttime, other monsters come out. They're called stall monsters. They won't come out, I don't think, on the Great Plateau, because you're still in the tutorial phase. Oh, also, break all the boxes that you see. They're great fun. No, come back. Take that. Take that. Yeah! Okay, but if you don't want to deal with nighttime monsters, all you need to do is you just come close to a fire and you can sit. You can pass time by the fire, sit until morning. So right now it's 10:25 p.m. and we're just going to wait for a little bit, and then I'm going to wake up and ta-da! Then I don't have to deal with the monsters, okay? I want this. Thank you. Courser bee honey. Careful if there are bees buzzing around in it, because they will chase you forever, and they're not very nice, and I don't like them. So I usually wait until they're gone or sleeping. Okay, you're going to notice as we come over here, there is a structure. Whatever could it be? Well, oh, and there's also mushrooms. Stamella shrooms. I'm going to show you guys how we're going to use these in just a moment here. But what I wanted to do, and one of the reasons I waited until morning, is because as we come over here towards this cabin, we'll get that barrel later, there are birds. Do you see all these birds? We want to slay one of them. How are we going to slay them? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. With an arrow. Got it, okay? Because we are going to do some hunting. Raw bird drumstick. In this game, whenever you kill animals, there's foxes, there's wolves, there's moose, there's rhinos, there's a lot of different game that you can hunt. Oh, darn it, I was short. When you hunt, they drop meat, and I'm going to show you how to cook meat here in just a second, so that we can... Oh, I should use my axe instead of my sword, huh? So that we can cook meat, cook meals, and get more better, bestest food. So if you chop down a tree and then chop it again, you will get wood. The wood is nice because, like I said, when you sit by a campfire, you can wait until morning. So that's what I can do, is now I can make my own campfire if I wanted to. Not yet, I need flint. Well, yeah, I need flint, so I don't have anything else. Hello, old man, how are you doing? Fancy that, we meet again. What are you doing? Thought this tree here might make for some good firewood. However, getting a tree to fall exactly where you want is quite the art. Trick is turn your hips so they face where you want the tree to land. So I see you found my axe, why not help me out and give me a few swings? Alright, so you can chop down as many of these trees as you want. Another thing you can do, you remember our bombs, throw the bomb, kaboom! Wasn't close enough. Throw the bomb, kaboom! Yeah, there we go. And you can do that if you're low on weapons or arrows or anything like that. You can always use bombs. Okay. Now what you're gonna notice is, ooh, pot lid, thank you. This looks very different from the fire we were just sitting at, right? This is a cooking fire. So let's cook something, shall we? But before we do that, let's go in and grab some ingredients from the old man's cabin, because we're thieves, because we're Link. Link always takes things. And you will notice a book. Shall we read it? Need to stand on a table to read, obviously. The Old Man's Diary. On this desolate plateau, the only pleasure that brings me comfort is cooking, and today I outdid myself. Truly, I created the perfect dish. I call it spicy meat and seafood fry. This recipe not only restores health, but it also keeps me warm, even when traveling in the snowy mountains. With this dish on my side, I will no longer have need of that itchy, warm doublet. We need that, okay? I do not know how I allowed this to happen, but it seems I forgot to write down a very important recipe. I know it contained raw meat and spicy pepper. However, I simply cannot remember what else is used. My age is catching up to me. Sadly, on this lonely plateau, I have only my own knowledge and memory to rely on. Still, if I did find someone who knew the missing ingredient, I would happily reward them with my warm doublet. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. Let's see. Pop quiz, everybody. We are making a spicy meat and seafood fry. What do we need to cook? Come on, tell me. Just kidding. Okay, so we are going to use spicy peppers. We are going to hold them. Okay? We are also going to use meat and what? Seafood? Say what? Oh yeah, Ms. Devon planned for this. Cook it on the fire. Spicy meat and seafood fry. Whoop whoop. You're going to notice that it grants a mid-level cold resistance, okay? So if we eat this in the mountains, we will not be so cold. Now, we gotta wait for him to sit down. He takes his sweet old man time. While he's doing that, I'm going to show you something. Notice here that the apple gives me half a heart back, okay? If I cook an apple, instead of it giving me half a heart, now it is going to give me a full heart. So cooked food is always better than raw food, okay? What is it? What are you doing? This body of mine isn't what it used to be. Recovering from a bout of hard work takes a while. If you're hungry, I have an empty pot. Okay, I cooked something. Wait, is that... That looks just like my signature perfect dish, spicy meat and seafood fry. But how? How did you... Well, I suppose that's not important. Can I trouble you to share the recipe? We tell him the recipe. Ah, of course, Hyrule Bass. How could I have forgotten? Well done. Now please allow me to award your culinary efforts with this warm doublet. Yay! With that, you will be able to resist the bite of the cold environments. Alright, so we've given him his food. We can put on our warm doublet. We don't need to right now, but we're going to anyway. Now, before we leave this cooking pot, we are going to cook some stamella shrooms. And I will tell you why after we cook them. So we're gonna... Oh no, I dropped them! Pick them up, Link. Don't do that. Don't do that. Why would he do that? Okay, we're gonna do 2 of them because I want to show you the differences. Okay, so we're gonna cook... Food! Energizing mushroom skewer. Do you guys see that little stamina wheel? Instantly refills some of your stamina wheel. Okay, we're gonna need that. So like I said, cook up a couple of these. I always like to have stamina regenerating stuff on hand because I use my stamina like crazy. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 more. There we go. Actually, we'll do 2 more. So this is what it looks like if you cook 2 of them, right? It gives you 2 hearts and gives you a little over a quarter back. If we only do 1, it is not going to give you as much back, which is fine. You don't always need a ton, right? So if you do that, it gives you a little less than a quarter, and it only gives you 1 heart, okay? Now, where are we going? Who remembers? Oh yeah, that's right. We're heading towards that red beacon on my mini-map over there. Okay, to get across this crevasse, this abyss, whatever you want to call it, we need to make a bridge. Yay! We don't have any metal things, so we're just going to use the wood things. Alright, now, guys, I don't know why, but walking straight in video games has always been a struggle. Always a struggle, but at least I can adjust my camera. Go, Link! Go, Link! Go, Link! Go, Link! Yay! I'm going to switch to a different weapon because I like to hold on to my woodcutter's axe so that when I need to cut things, I have it. Okay. Shh. Don't let them hear you. We're going to shoot him in the head. Oh, I missed. He's very, very dull. So he doesn't know I missed. Yeah! Woohoo! Take him out! Okay, he's gonna come running towards me. Just gonna shoot him again. Ba-ding! Ta-da! I wanted to show you, too, your bows have different strengths, right? These are all 4s, and that one's a 5. The 5 is stronger. A Boko Spear! Yay! You can throw weapons. I never do, unless I'm getting rid of them, okay? And now we got a Boko Club. We got some more Boko Bokoblin horns. Oh, that wall looks very suspicious now, doesn't it? That's because it is, and there's treasure inside! What is it? Fire arrows. Okay, so now if we wanted to, we could make our own fire. We would just need to put a a bundle of wood. That was the word I was looking for. I was going to say a batch of wood. We just need to put a bundle of wood down and then set it on fire if we wanted to. Okay, this is a long climb. This is why we have our Stamella Shroom Energizing Mushroom Skewers, okay? It is for this part, because I like to climb straight up here, because I do. I don't know why. It's probably not the best life decision I make, but I like to just go as directly to places as I can, which I'll have to tell you a story about going directly places a little bit later. But we're just gonna speed this up a little bit by jumping. Oh no, I'm out of stamina! Did you see that? I ran out of stamina, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna quickly eat this, and I'm fine. I'm fine, right? So just be careful. If you want to jump, you can, but just be careful because you are going to run out of stamina very quickly when you only have one wheel. Now look, I'm not even totally out yet, but I am going to eat another one just so that I've got plenty of space, plenty of time. If you plan your ascent correctly, there are like ledges like this one that I'm about to get to that you can pause on to regain your stamina. I don't plan correctly. I just go straight up. So there you go. If I'm standing here, not climbing, my stamina will regenerate. But if you go, I think if you go along like the front of the cliff instead of the side, how I did, I'm pretty sure there are a couple of spots you can stop. But I've got plenty of stamina food, so I'm just going to do a little jumpity. Drives my husband nuts when I do the jumpities. He's like, just don't do that. Why are you doing that? Because I'm impatient. He's like, you gotta preserve your stamina. I'm like, oh, but that sounds boring. I just want to use all my stamina, and then I'll eat more stamina, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, last one, so hopefully I can make it to the top. Fun trick here, though. If you are running low on stamina, use your last little bit to jump to the top. Just make sure you actually make it to the top. Okay, here is our third shrine. 3 out of 4, the Owa Daim shrine. Okay, this shrine is going to give us our third rune out of the 4 that we need from the Great Plateau. So let's see what it is, shall we? Yes? Okay. Alright, so when you come in this one, Stasis Trial. Give you one guess what our rune is going to be. What's it gonna be, everybody? Stasis! That's right, it's the Stasis rune. I really like this rune, personally. I think it's a fun one. Seriously, I don't know why, but I love that little blop of a sound. Okay, here we go. We've got our 2 bombs, we've got our Magnesis, and now we have got Stasis, which is going to stop the flow of time for an object. Okay? We're going to head over here. Stasis has already been equipped, and if I turn it on, much like Magnesis, it's going to show me what I'm able to use it on. Okay? If I pause that gear, this is going to stop spinning. Ta-da! Now, if I want the gear to start spinning again, I can just use Stasis on it again, and then that will restart my cooldown period. Now, don't get ahead of yourselves. Don't go running up this yet. Okay, now we can. It's going to come at you, so have your Stasis ready, and then just pause it. Goodbye! You can move out of the way over here, or you can come over here, or you can tempt fate and like run back and forth and run back and forth. See how many times you can get by without the ball hitting you in the head. So something else that's really cool about Stasis, there is a... Alright, fine, we'll go get it. I was gonna say, you don't have to go get it, but I told you to get things in the early game. Alright, let's see if we can get up there. Ouch! That rock landed on me very deliberately. Now even the inanimate things in Zelda are trying to kill me. Alright, here's our treasure chest. A traveler's shield. Excellent. Okay, guys. Blinky red. What do we do when I'm blinky red? I need to eat something. Nom noms. Nom noms. Nom noms. Okay. Now we're going to chase the ball because it can't hit me if I'm behind it. Okay, what I was going to say about Stasis is something that is really cool with Stasis, and you'll use this a lot, is when you freeze something and then proceed to hit it, it will build up all of the energy from hitting it. Okay? And then when you unstasis it, whee! Bye! And then you are clear to go and chat with Monk McStasis. Alright, Monk McStasis, give me my spirit orb! Please! Bing! I was a little early, but that's okay. Alright, now the monk is going to give us our third shrine of the day. Our third spirit orb of the day. Thank you, monk! And they also... Oh, I didn't mention that. You probably heard the little bloop. When you get to a monk, they will restore your health. So if you're really low on hearts from fighting enemies or something, and you go into the shrine and you beat it for the first time, the monk will restore your health, which is just so nice of them. Those monks, they got your back. Okay, we have one shrine left on our list, and it is all the way over there. Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't go in the River of the Dead. You will be dead. That is why it is called the River of the Dead. Dead, 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 dead. Okay? All the Romanoffs are dead. Name that movie. It's a good movie. Dead, dead, dead. Am I right, sir? It's from Anastasia. It's little Bartok. He's a little bat. I love him. Okay, we're going to head over this way and just be careful. So do you notice that we are now in Snowy Land? Fortunately, I'm wearing the warm doublet. If I weren't, though, look at how cold Link is. He looks so sad. And it's not just that he's sad, but you will take damage. Okay? So wear your warm doublet. Or, remember that recipe we made? Nom 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 nom. We can nom noms it, and it is going to give us some cold resistance up. And look, I'm totally fine now. So if you don't want to bother getting the warm doublet, that's fine. You don't have to. But at least spend the time to make a spicy dish. Okay, let me show you this. We now have fire arrows. We're going to blow up the bokoblins! Yeah! Oh, treasure chest. That was convenient. I love it. We blowed up the bokoblins. And I got some arrows. The only downside to blowing up bokoblins is then everything scatters and burns and such. But that's alright. We don't need those monster parts. What we need to do is get to our last shrine. There is a second way to get the warm doublet, which I think is kind of a fun little, like, adventure side quest if you're feeling up for it. If you don't get the warm doublet at the old man's cabin, then you can get it here at the top of Mount Hylia. We're not going to do that today because, obviously, I already have the doublet of warmness. But if you go to the top of Mount Hylia, then he will give it to you. And he's like, oh, you're so cool. And you're like, thanks, I know it, but I'm really cold. Please help me out. And he's like, sure. All right, buddy, come here. Hey-ya. Okay, anytime anything has spikes on it, it is going to be stronger. So do you see how his Boko Bat has spikies? I would like that, please. No! Oh, he hit me. What do? I eat food. I don't have any food. I eat my raw food. So you see, he might be a little bit more stronger than I was expecting. And you know what happens? You can run away. Run away! Get the high ground, right? Oh no! Oh no! No. No. We're gonna fight smarter, not harder. Come here. No! Wait until he jumps, then his guard is down. Ba-ching! 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 Come here. Hiya! 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 No! Nope. Oh, I'm almost out of food. See, guys, this is what I mean about being careful about not biting off more you can chew with enemies. Ooh, okay. I didn't even mean to do that. But when you are fighting an enemy, if you dodge out of the way perfectly, it will slow down time and you will flurry rush them, which is what just happened. Okay, I cannot carry any more shields. So I'm going to show you how to decide if you should take the shield from the enemy. Remember those numbers we talked about? Basically, every number is bigger than 1, right? So we're going to trade that out for a 10. 10 is bigger than 1. And since we worked so hard, we also want to get our treasury chest. Come here, treasure chest. Come on with me. Let's see what it is. Oh, totally worth it for some amber. As you'll notice, you're getting a lot of amber, right? It's not a very scarce ore. You're going to have plenty of it. Okay, check out my cold resistance up there. I only have a minute and 30 seconds, 33, 32, 31. A minute and 30 seconds left for my cold resistance to be up. So once it runs out, I will need to put on my warm doublet because otherwise I'll be cold. And if I'm cold, I take unnecessary damage, okay? We'll be getting a lot of armor that gives you different benefits and things depending on the situation. The warm doublet is just one of the cold resistance armors that you're going to get. It's the first one you get. But honestly, after the Great Plateau, I don't use it all that often because there's a better armor that we're going to get. Look, there it is! And at last I see the light. Oh, gonna show you guys something cool here. Pull out your shield, push X, and then push A. Whee! Oh man, he didn't want to. Ta-da! We can shield surf, which I think is the wrong word for it. We can snowboard with our shield. Isn't that cool? If you're going downhill, you can totally snowboard. Toe side, heel side, ta-da! So to do that, you pull out your shield, you push X, and then you push A. You can push them at the same time. Watch out for flying boulders. Did not think that advice would be used now, but okay. You're going to notice there are different types of bokoblins that we've been fighting, right? These guys are red. That other guy I fought was blue. Oh, that's nasty. You're setting your club on fire? He was out for my blood! The blue ones are harder to beat than the red ones. As you go through your game and make more progress, you will find more blue bokoblins, and eventually you'll find silver bokoblins. If you play in Master Mode, you will find gold bokoblins. We will not find any of them. Okay, look. 3, 2, 1, and I'm cold. Okay, remember the sound meter over there? There is also a temperature meter. Okay, so it is very, very cold, but not to fear. The warm doublet is here. And so is the Ke Namut Shrine. Okay, this is our last shrine for the Great Plateau. Hip hip hooray! Yay! This is going to be our 4th and final rune that we are getting on the Great Plateau. There is another one, but that's later. We'll talk about that later. Okay, let's see if you can guess the name of this rune. This is the Cryonis Trial. Any guesses? Any guesses what it might be? That's right, this is the Cryonis rune. If any of you guys know anything about, like, what's the word I'm looking for? When you freeze people, put them into sleep. Cryogenics? Is that the word I'm looking for? Anyway, you can take the guess that Cryonis is going to have to do with something with the freezing and the cold, which is also why this shrine is up here, right? Very fitting. All right, Cryonis. You'll see there's room for one more rune. We will get that later, okay? This is our last one for the Great Plateau. So what we're going to do for this one is you have to find a body of water, and then you make a freezy pillar. Whee! Climb up the freezy pillar just like you would any other wall, okay? The other thing about freezy pillars is they can open up doors for you if you are in water. Thanks, freezy pillar. You're a pal. You can also use a freezy pillar as a shield, so we're going to put it in front of this guy, and I can walk right here. He can't get me. He has to go around it, then he can get me very nicely, which is not kind. Rude. Guardian. Oh, an ancient screw. Thank you. Thank you very much. But the freezy pillars get you to places that you can't normally get to. Oops, I jumped off my freezy pillar. Jump up. Jump! Yeah! Let's see what's in this treasure chest, shall we? Is it amber? Ooh, it's a traveler spear. Not too bad. Inventory is full, right? So we're going to go back over here and just drop a stick. Because most things are bigger than the number 2. The reason I dropped, you might be wondering, why did I drop the stick instead of the spear? Is because spears have better reach. So I like to hold on to my spears more than my sticks. The other thing that your freezy pillars can do is create a ramp. Ta-da! Then you can come up here. Oh, I love that sound. It's a good sound. Such a good sound. It means you solved the puzzle correctly. And then you can come up here and find the frozen monk. Hello, monk. How are you doing today? Very cold. Me too, monk. But I have the warm doublet. You just have a fancy hat. Okay, we have gotten our 4th spirit orb. Ba-ding! Which is exactly what the old man wanted, right? He went from 1 treasure to 4 treasures. Now what? Now what do we do? We've got our treasures. What are we going to do now? What are we gonna do? Do you want to build a snowman? We are in the right place. We're in the right place to build a snowman, right? All right, fortunately, he is going to tell us what to do. Come here, old man. Hey, what's up, brosif? Okay, so he's going to come and chat with us. He'll be like, good job, you got all the spirit orbs. Extraordinary. That means it is finally time. Link, it is time for me to tell you everything. But first, imagine an X on your map with the 4 shrines as the endpoints. Find the spot where those lines intersect. I shall wait for you there. Do you understand? Where 2 lines connecting the shrines would cross, there I will be waiting. I don't know why he doesn't just give it to me. I mean, we're right here. Just give it to me, please. All right, so we're going to take a look here. Here is our Great Plateau. If we look, we're going to look at our X, okay? So if we go from this shrine to this shrine, And then from this shrine to this shrine, what is that? The Temple of Time. Okay, I can put a pin on it right there, and then on my minimap, I'm able to see where I'm going. So let's head that way. You guys remember how I said don't go in the River of Death? Don't go in the River of the Dead, okay? Because it is River Dead. If you go in there, doesn't matter if you've had 2,000 spicy red peppers, it doesn't matter if you're wearing 4 warm doublets, you will die. It is the River of Dead. Don't do it, okay? And I tell you this because I have done that, because I wanted a shortcut. It's not worth it, guys. Not worth it. Okay, so we're going to make our way over here. You don't have to go, I'm going to show you the path I'm going to take. You don't have to go all the way back around, right? I'm going to head from here around the River of the Dead and then just drop down this way. Okay, so that's another way that you can do the shrines if you want to. It just depends on the order you want to do. A lot of speedrunners, well, not a lot of speedrunners, but speedrunners have a very specific course that they take because they get the runes in a specific order. I just like this one because it feels convenient. Sometimes I'll come to this Cryonis trial first before I do whatever the other one was, Stasis, because then I don't have to climb as much. It just kind of depends on the mood you're in. Remember, journey before destination. So I'm a teacher on Outschool, and I teach Zelda classes and video game classes, right? I have these groups of kids that come and play video games with me, and I help them with their stuff. That's one of the reasons I have this YouTube channel, is because I can't cover every single thing every single time in class. Oh no, you froze me. Oh no, you froze me. Unfreeze me, unfreeze me. So, but one of the things that a lot of my students will ask me is they're like, what are some of your tips for starting the game? Like, how can I be good at the game right at the beginning, you know? And honestly, like I said at the beginning, journey before destination. Don't worry about defeating Ganon yet, right? Don't worry about the big picture. Just have fun exploring Hyrule, because there is so much that you can do. I'm going to show you as I come over here this fun little area that we didn't see because we went the other way, but we would have missed if it was just like totally focused on, you know, the next step, the next thing. So just breathe, chill, have fun, stop climbing. He climbs everything, it drives me nuts. So as we come down through here, there's a fun little bokoblin camp, and I think it's fun because they're like by a cooking fire. It's like they're just hanging out, you know, they're just doing their bokoblin thing, living their best lives. There they are. See, they're just hanging out, just living their life. It's fine. Uh-oh. But they're not fine with me coming and hanging out with them. I just want to be your friend, okay? Don't be rude to me. Don't be rude to me. Don't be rude to me, fiery fireson. No! Ouch. That was really rude. Run away! You know what we're going to do? We're going to take our treasure and run. Treasure and run! One of my favorite things to do. Treasure and run. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Bye! Oh, River of the Dead is down there. Let's not do that, shall we? Okay, do you guys remember how to shield surf? Pull out the shield. XA. Nope, I don't have my shield out. That would help. It's because my shield broke. My good shield broke. That's very sad making. That's okay. Whee! It's much more impressive when you come down a steeper incline. Geese come out in the night. So if you don't want to deal with geese, just sit by a fire. Go away! Go away! Oh, I was going to show you the Boko Spear. Because this is why I didn't get rid of... Oh, nope, nope. There's our stall monsters. Remember how we talked about nighttime being a dangerous time? Yep, it is. Listen to your parents. Go to bed at your bedtime. Look, I can get a Boko bat, and I can also get a bokoblin arm. If you kill a monster that's a stall monster like that, you can take their limbs as weapons. And look, it's still like click, 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 click. Alright, I'm gonna eat some more food so I'm not glowing red anymore, okay? I'm gonna eat this steered steak that I took from our friends over there. Oh, I was gonna show you. This was the other thing. Sorry, those keys distracted me. Okay, if you're over here, if this is the way you decide to go, there's a bunch of spicy peppers you can grab before you enter the cold area. And there's a bokoblin camp right over here that has a cooking pot, okay? So you're able to cook some spicy food if you decide to go that way instead of going towards the old man's cabin. Now here we are at the Temple of Time. Oh, guys. Oh, just like all of the feels with this temple, because I love this temple. It's one of my very favorite places in Ocarina of Time. I would come here all the time, watch Link grow up and go little, all the things. But what we're going to do is before we find the old man, I'm gonna deal with the guard here. Go away! Goblin arm is dead. That's okay. Because I would like your club anyway. If you come in this main entrance to the Temple of Time, you're gonna see this glowing statue. This is a goddess statue. And she is the goddess of Hylia. And what do? You're going to pray to her. Why are you going to pray to her? Because she is the one who gives you more hearts and more stamina. Okay, so if you have 4 spirit orbs, she will give you 1 heart container or 1 bit of stamina. I'm going to go for the heart container. Yes, please. I shall grant the power you seek. And then she gives you a heart container. Ta-da! So now my number goes from 3 to 4, and she has revived me. Thanks. Thanks, Goddess Hylia. You're a pal. There's statues of her all around Hyrule, so we will find more later. Who's talking to me? Who's the old man? He's the only one here. The blessing of the goddess has made you that much more resilient, I see. Here I am. Get up here, quickly. Again, why can't you just come down here? You have the paraglider, buddy. You're the one with the paraglider. I don't know why you're making this difficult on me. Okay, so we're going to come over... how do I want to get up there? Ugh. Climbing the Temple of Time is such a pain. But, you know, fortunately, Link has amazing skills. Okay, so, I was going to mention, too, since we're here, I'm not going to be jumping this time, and we'll see if I make it to the top, because I don't have any more stamina food. Maybe I shouldn't have wasted it all. Oh well. So if you want to save some stamina food for this point, not a bad call. But you'll notice that there were some guardians down here. We're going to learn why they were there later on. But not all guardians are trying to attack you. Some guardians are just dead. Like, totally dead. Not going to bother you, kind of dead. If they start moving and glowing, that's how you know they want to get you. Oh yay, I made it to the top. Woohoo! Okay, we're going to jump over here. Try not to fall through the ceiling. And there he is. Hello, old man. Yay! Okay, we're going to learn a little bit about this guy now.
Well done there, young one. Now then, the time has come to show you who I truly am. I was King Rome Bosphoramos Hyrule. I was the last leader of Hyrule, a kingdom which no longer exists. The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path, a century ago. It was then that my life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago. To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age-long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also a prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it lies dormant beneath the ground. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors. These relics, the divine beasts, were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the Guardians, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess set to inherit a sacred power and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their unique bond. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond our imagining. He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the Divine Beasts, turned them against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the castle as well. The appointed knight, gravely wounded, collapsed while defending the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
That princess was my own daughter, my dear Zelda. And the courageous knight who protected her right up to the very end. That knight was none other than you, Link. You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point. I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village. There you will find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
And that is what happened to Hyrule all those years ago. And King Rome has now given us the paraglider. Thank you, King Rome. Isolated Plateau is complete, and we will start making our way towards Kakariko Village. With that, you should be able to safely fly off the cliffs surrounding this area. And I think that's it. I've told you everything I can. Link, you must save Hyrule. There you go. That, guys, is the Great Plateau. That is the very, very beginning of our Zelda adventure. Next video, we will be seeking out Impa. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you next time.